Thanks. Digital transformation is the focus of every industry, and a phrase you probably hear more than once a day. We at Adobe feel that at the heart of digital transformation are great customer experiences. And at the heart of great customer experiences is personalization. We believe personalization is the #1 priority for digital initiatives in the financial services industry. Now, there's a natural tendency to focus on the massive amounts of data necessary to personalize on a one-to-one level. However, it's equally true that a massive amount of content is also necessary. With this in mind, how do we personalize on a one-to-one level at the volume and velocity of digital interactions? The answer is with data and artificial intelligence. Today, we're going to show you how Adobe Sensei, powered by the Adobe Experience Cloud, can bring together content and data in new and powerful ways. We'll start with building a foundation of content. So let's say I'm a consumer bank. Over the years, I've collected thousands of assets related to the personas of my customers. Now, in order for that content to be meaningful, it needs to be connected to the right person, and we need data to do this. However, we also need to connect our data to that content. And this has been traditionally hard for customers, for everyone to do, to align data and content. But with the Adobe Experience Cloud, we've easily done this by basically overlaying historical, analytical, and performance data on asset management workflows. So here you'll see I have a set of assets. I can click into each one, and I can actually see the performance of each individual asset across channels and over time. Now, while this is pretty powerful, it allows me to make decisions based on data rather than my gut. This is powerful, but what if my agency sends me a whole host of 1,000 new images? How could I possibly categorize them and classify them in any meaningful way manually? I couldn't. So this is where Adobe's machine learning image recognition algorithms come in. So you'll see here I have a set of assets. And I basically can select these assets and drag them into the Experience Cloud. And very quickly, you'll see as it's updating, it's looking at the images and assigning metadata to those images. So basically, you'll look at this one and you'll see man, and you'll see even states of emotion such as smiling or happy, sad. This is something that's very useful when you're trying to figure out the right content for the right person in the right context. Now, however useful this is, Eric now is going to show you, however useful and powerful this is, Eric is going to show you now how we can actually bring this to action and personalize content.
Great, thanks, Charles. So as you can tell, it's really important to have that foundation of organization when it comes to your content. But what happens when you start thinking about your personalization strategy? A lot of times you're going to have maybe starting with just simply 5 segments, but what happens when that 5 becomes 50 or 500 or 5,000 different segments? You can't manually organize all of those different segments and align content and personalization strategies to them. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the power of the Adobe Experience Cloud, powered by our artificial intelligence tool, Adobe Sensei, to make that happen. So as you can see here, the first thing we want to do is we want to add our data source. And that means we want to pull in all of our customer records where we can select our source, take a look at all of our different profiles, maybe we want to add device in there, and choose to import. And as this is happening, we're looking at almost 2 million different customer profiles that are getting integrated right into the content that Charles showed earlier. From there, we have to then make some decisions. Of course, we can think about, well, for all 2 million of those customers, we're going to create a unique experience one by one by one. But I don't want to do that. Instead, we're going to use the power of artificial intelligence to make that happen. When I click Auto Create Experiences, we're automatically using artificial intelligence to align all of that content based on the image recognition that Charles was showing, and aligning it with the data coming from those customer records. Now, every single time we have a new user come to the site, so for example, we have a persona for Angelo. This would be an experience that he would get when he accesses the site. Or someone else, maybe Catherine, this is a different experience that she would get, and it's all aligned with those 2 million customer records. Now, that solves a problem for the web, But we all know that when a customer comes into a branch, we have to take advantage of it. And that doesn't happen all that often. It doesn't happen daily, it doesn't happen monthly. And when it happens, you have to engage that individual. And for that, we've brought our in-branch monitor here on stage. And we've applied an HD camera to it to align some facial recognition with that artificial intelligence that we were looking at earlier. So as you can see, when we've got a default ad here, which is showing just simply the basic, kind of standard boring advertisement. But when Charles comes on stage and steps in front, then we're able to see a more personalized experience aligning with his demographics as well as his potential life stage and mood. Thanks, Charles.
Thanks.
And so from there, we're also thinking about, well, we were talking about this about 15, 20 minutes ago. If I were to walk in front, it would be a pretty similar ad because we're pretty similar in terms of our life stages. So we wanted to invite Erica, the events coordinator here, the director of events, to step in front and see what kind of an advertisement she gets. And when she steps in front, it's a more personalized ad aligned just with her needs. And with that, thanks, Erica. Let's give her a round of applause. That use case of integrating the artificial intelligence of data and content is enabling one-to-one personalization, and we're doing it at scale. This is something that you have to take advantage of. Every single time a customer comes into the branch or anything in particular in the physical, not digital world, you need to make the most of every customer touch point. That's what we believe at Adobe, and you should too. Thank you.